This weekend as the 10th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide gets set to take on the UAB Blazers as UAB playing their second game of the day. Last weekend start had one of her best starts of the season against Central Michigan, a complete game win for the Blazers. We'll take a look at her full totals here in just a moment as Kinley Cahalan takes out leading off over at first base thanks to the hit by pitch. That's hit pretty well into center field as tracking that down is Wiggins for out number 1 on Kinley Cahalan. It's 8th and Larissa Pruitt in center in the 9 spot. Pitch gets away from Allison Smith as Alabama has a runner in scoring position with left 2 so far in 2024. That's hit pretty well into center field as back is Wiggins as she at least keeps the ball in the ball yard. So advancing to third base will be Johnson as she had to make sure that ball was to go down the line from third off of that foul ball. So even count. Kelly Hevelin, a .273 average as she hits it into center field. An active first inning for Wiggins as she makes the grab, but that easily brings Johnson in from third on the sacrifice fly. Looks to work out of a little bit of trouble and try and at least minimize the damage in the top of the first. That's off the end of the bat and gets into center field for Broadfoot. As rounding third and scoring is Dukeshire as Bama with a solid start to this Friday afternoon, now up 2-0. Exactly that hard hit, but finds the right spot as you see. A good job of hitting by Broadfoot as she's able to guide that through the middle into center field. And so the RBI for her 5th of this achieving squad as far as being able to get to Oklahoma City last season. Hit well down the line, and that stays fair as it just hugs the line. As a good throw into third, a very close play, but not in time. So Bailey Dowling able to sneak it inside the left field line. Not Fouts era of Alabama softball. Grounder through the left side for a base hit. As Broadfoot scores, coming home and sliding in is Dowling. As Alabama doubles their run total here in the first inning. As advancing to second on the play is Riley Ballantyne. As the Tide 4 and UAB still to come as far as their offense. As you take a look at a solid job, good contact by Ballantyne as she's able to single home a couple of runs. And so her RBI total, we'll see Kayla Beaver as far as Alabama starting pitcher in the next half inning as that 3-1 pitch is downstairs for ball 4. Started 7 games coming into today. Her 12th appearance of the season. No homers and 4 RBIs. Pops it up. Tough spot that time for the UAB defense as it gets by Ballback as the inning continues. And another run comes home to score for the Crimson Tide. Not always how hard you hit it, but where you place it. And that was the case for Larissa Pruitt on a Texas legal to the opposite way. And there you see, just gets some contact on it and was able to float it over the head of Olivia Ballback at shortstop. That's an RBI, a 2-out RBI for Larissa Pruitt, her 5th of the season. As Alabama already with a 5 spot in the inning. Payoff. Hit high and far down the left field line and gone. A 3-run homer for Jenna Johnson as Alabama explodes for a snowman here in the top of the first inning. So for Johnson, her first homer of the season and RBIs number 2, 3, and 4. As Alabama having their best offensive inning of the season. Very impressive showing so far for the Crimson Tide as there you see Johnson just golfing that down the left field line. Able to turn on it and pretty much hit it into the Mary Bowers Field parking lot down the left field. I imagine Coach Murphy that you saw at the front of your screen very pleased with his team's outing so far as a solid rope by Cahalan into right field. Cahalan, at least a native as far as the Magic City metro area by Bella Wiggins earlier in the first inning. In fact, Dukeshire down the line in left field. That's a fair ball as the inning continues. So batter number 13 about to come up to the plate as Dukeshire with officially her first hit of the ball game. An extra base up to second on the play. Able to take that inside pitch was Dukeshire. A solid hit for her. So A.J. Kramer into the ball game as that pitch gets away from Allison Smith. To third, Cahalan, and Dukeshire into scoring position at second. Here in the top of the first inning, as Alabama an opportunity to put 10 in the inning. And ouch as far as Hevelin is concerned. Hopefully she's okay. She'll run over to first base. Gotten on the board as far as run scored and also an RBI. Takes down low, is coming home and getting tagged out at home plate is Alabama's Kinley Cahalan. As we'll have at least a stoppage in play, and now I think that is what the pitchers do as far as going into conference play. 1-2. That comes in and that hits Bella Wiggins. So a 2-strike pitch. Pitch outside for ball 4. So UAB has a chance maybe to get a big inning going. As you just saw as the pitching coach come to take a visit with Beaver. As Smith ahead in the count. That's a grounder right at third. Could be 2. In fact, should be 2. As Dowling makes the throw across for a 5-3 double play on Lindsey Smith. A tailor-made his ball back to the plate. That's hit the opposite way and drops down for a base hit. Clark comes up firing home, and they get Brock in plenty of time to retire the side. Hey, when you're down 8-0, why not try and take a chance on the throwing arm more than gets the job done to end the inning? We'll take a look at some fine defense from the Crimson Tide as UAB comes up scoreless in the bottom of the first. As A.J. Kramer comes in. First full inning of work for her. Slow bouncer left side as Vollback scoops, throws in time. A newcomer as far as the UAB roster for 2024. Good pitch that time and a called strike 3. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch that time as back-to-back strikeouts for Kramer to retire the side. So a 1-2 Beaver to play at her dream school with her dream team. Bouncer back to the box. Easy play for Beaver. 1 down. And then also throw in the outfield assist from Kendall Clark and right. A called strike 3 as Smith goes down looking. 1-2. Grounder over to the left side. Dowling over to first base in time. Easy inning for Beaver and the Crimson Tide as UA coming in to today's ball game. As the pitch taken for ball 4. So Kendall Clark on for the second time via a base. And play back underway as a line drive. Is it caught in right field? Yes, it is. As Hannah Miles makes a spectacular catch off the line drive by Larissa Pruitt. As there you take a look. Kramer comes home. Hit well into center field as Wiggins goes back and makes the catch along the wall. Jenna Johnson's hit the ball hard a couple of times now. She's 1 for 2 and then singled in at least her second at-bat of the first inning. That's hit hard into center field. Rounding second, heading to third, Clark just ahead of the throw as Cahalan advances on the throw. Out in the circle. Kramer comes home. That's hit left side. Good stab over by Lindsey Smith as the throw to first base, a piece of cake that time to end the inning. And UAB for a second time this weekend. 1-2. A called strike three on outstanding location from Beaver. So Dorsett stands in. Beaver comes home. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So Caleb Beaver says, no worries, I got this taken care of myself. 2-2. Popped up. Should do it. Cahalan calls for it and makes the grab. 1-2-3 inning for Beaver as UAB set down in order. Scheduled for a 6 p.m. first pitch. That's hit off the end of the bat. Vollback out into shallow center makes the catch. So Broadfoot 1 for 2 today. And Hevelin on the pop-up 0 for 1 with an RBI. There's a good backhanded stab by Smith as she makes the throw across in time. For Alabama as part of the T-Mobile Crimson Classic next week, they'll have Arizona for a couple of games. As the bouncer left side, fair for Smith as she drops the handle. Almost got the clean field and then just dropped it when she tried to catcher Valentine. Pitch hit high, should be playable in left center. Wiggins makes the grab and the side retired. No runs on no hits and error, and one last week, 9-1 in 6 innings. 3-2. Low and away for ball 4, so Brock with a couple of outstanding at-bats as she leads off the 4th with a walk. They won Conference USA in the regular season last year. Pitch low for ball 4, so a great start for UAB here in the 4th inning as they get back-to-back walks from Brock and Smith. Seems like UAB a chance in the first month of the season to figure out their starting batting order before you get into the teeth of conference play. Good eye on the 3-2 by Vollback as she loads the bases with nobody out on a walk. Beaver looks for the strikeout and gets it on a swing and miss. So good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Aguilar as she's the first out of the inning. This ball here and try and drive it back up the middle to get your team on the board. There's a bouncer, could be 2. 1, 2, 3 on the double play. Beaver, Valentine, and Broadfoot on the 1-2-3 combo as that's Alabama's second double play of the day. And there you take a look at some fundamental defense for the Crimson and White to close out the bottom of the 4th inning as UAB held scoreless as Wolf walks and a run scored as she skies it in the infield. And a little miscommunication as that stays fair as Clark tries to go to second and they have her out at second. Quite an interesting play on both ends for Alabama and UAB, 3-6. So an interesting way to draw up the first out of the inning. More conventional this time as Kramer gets the one-hop grounder for the second out of the inning. Very provide as far as SEC caliber competition. That's hit well, but Wiggins ranges over and makes the grab. So an unconventional 1-2-3 inning on Sunday. Full count to Hannah Miles. That's hit into left field for a base hit. One of the best at-bats of the ball game for UAB as Miles reaches on a leadoff single in the first 4 innings. 3-2, swung on and missed for the strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Alabama. Beaver struck her out in the 3rd inning. Dorsett's only time up so far today. Grounder, back to the box, toss to second for 1, on to first, in time to end the game. Alabama's defense exceptional today as that was their 3rd double play turned, that time a 1-6-3 double play. We'll take a final look as a fitting way for Bama to end the ball game as a good call over at first to close out the ball game. So for UAB, no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Alabama improves now to 12-0 on the season, and UAB splits their 2 games today on opening day of their home schedule. They fall to 5-7 on the year. UAB returns tomorrow for 2 more in the Green and Gold Classic, and Alabama still 1 more to go in about 40 minutes or so against Western Carolina. So that'll do it here in